The exchange fund makes a comeback in the first quarter, pocketing over $67.2 billion in profits.
There will be high-end travelers, and there will also be non-high-end travelers. But we must look at tourism as a whole.
Chief Executive Zhang Li tells Hongkongers to make all tourists welcome amid a surge in frugal travelers. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. The exchange fund, which maintains Hong Kong's currency stability, logged an investment gain of $67.2 billion for the first quarter of 2025, fueled by skyrocketing bond income. Evelyn Bai reports.
According to the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the fund's investment income rose 7.8% year-on-year, swinging from a loss to a profit over the previous quarter, when it posted a loss of $20.1 billion. Bond investments yielded $40.6 billion in profits, rising 61.7% year-on-year and a sharp rise of 2.5 times quarter-on-quarter. Investments in Hong Kong stocks and foreign exchange both reversed from loss to profit, while overseas stocks suffered a loss of $2.8 billion. Meanwhile, the proportion of US dollar assets in the exchange fund has decreased to around 79%, down from over 90%. Eddie Yu, chief executive of the HKMA, stated that the reduction is part of a broader strategy taken over the years to diversify investments into other currencies. While the fund must maintain liquid US dollar assets to support the monetary base, it has shortened the duration of US Treasury bonds as a defensive measure to reduce the impact of fluctuations in US dollar assets. Looking ahead, the head of the city's de facto central bank said the outlook for the exchange fund's investment performance in the next quarter remains uncertain due to the ongoing US-China trade war. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Chief Executive Zhang Li emphasized the need for Hong Kong to remain inclusive, welcoming all types of tourists, regardless of how much they spend. His remarks came after the recent Labor Day Golden Week holiday saw emerging budget travel trends, including sleeping overnight at McDonald's, sparking debates over how this low level of tourist spending contributes to the city's economy. Addressing the Executive Council, Li noted that the Golden Week brought both prosperity and crowds, with visitor numbers rising by 22% year-on-year. Mainland and overseas arrivals increased by 20% and 30% respectively, while some bars, restaurants, and retailers, particularly jewelry, cosmetics, and dried seafood stores, saw business surge by up to 40% to 50%. However, some 24-hour fast food outlets reported overnight stays by budget travelers, sparking public debate over military style and frugal tourism. The city leader understood the situation and stressed that Hong Kong must cater to diverse visitor preferences.
Yes, there will be high-end travelers, and there will also be non-high-end travelers. But we must look at tourism as a whole so that every tourist will find the experience in Hong Kong is an enjoyable one, is a welcome one. At the same time, I think we should really gather information about the new traveling patterns of visitors, particularly those from the mainland, because they represent a big chunk of tourists.
He said the Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau and other industry stakeholders will assess new trends, including eco-tours, cultural experiences, and social media-driven itineraries. Additionally, regarding last Friday's network congestion at Lok Ma Chau MTR station with disrupted QR code ticket usage during peak hours, Li said improvements would be made to handle high passenger flow. Measures might include stronger internet connection at those areas and providing real-time crowd updates online.
In other local news, in a move to broaden business opportunities, Chief Executive John Lee will lead a delegation to Qatar and Kuwait on Saturday, marking his second visit to the Middle East since taking office. And for the first time, the delegation will include representatives from the mainland. Evelyn Bai tells us more.
During his visit, the city chief will meet leaders of the two countries to strengthen communication, build consensus on cooperation, and visit local facilities and enterprises in finance, trade and technology sectors.
香港特區加埋我哋國家。
Lee told reporters that the coming visit aims to open a door wider for Middle Eastern countries to invest in Hong Kong and the mainland, as they are eager to diversify their investments and seize the opportunity of eastward global economic gravity. The delegation, besides government officials, includes more than 30 Hong Kong business leaders from trade and professional services and over 20 mainland entrepreneurs from Zhejiang, Fujian and Guangdong, specializing in various sectors such as finance, energy, technology and logistics.
希望咧係透過一個龐大嘅經貿團代表。
Lee said such a delegation will leverage Hong Kong's advantage as a superconnector and super value adder, creating more business opportunities and boosting the development of local firms. The Israel government also plans to establish a new economic and trade office in Riyadh, besides the existing one in Dubai, Lee added. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Gilly Wong, Chief Executive of the Consumer Council, has stepped down today after being in office for over 12 years.
Wong first joined the consumer watchdog as chief executive in 2012. She was praised by council chairman Clement Chan for her forward-looking leadership in navigating the SAR's increasingly complex consumer landscape and thanked her for dedicated service. Commerce Secretary Algernon Yao also expressed gratitude for Wong's long-standing commitment to consumer rights protection. Wong stated that with the Council's 3-year strategic plan now finalized, she believed it was the right time to pass on the baton. She plans to take a break in the coming months before considering future endeavors. The Consumer Watchdog confirmed it has begun an open recruitment process for the next chief executive, with results to be announced in due course. Deputy Chief Francis Ho will serve as acting chief executive during this period.
A 62-year-old scaffolding worker has plunged to his death while working in Fanling.
The incident occurred at around 3 p.m. today at an industrial building on On Chun Street. The worker was reportedly preparing scaffolding on the 6th floor when he fell through a light well. Emergency services found the man unconscious with severe injuries. He was rushed to North District Hospital but was pronounced dead afterwards. Police have classified the case as an industrial accident.
The papal conclave will start behind closed doors of the Sistine Chapel tomorrow, with the race to succeed late Pope Francis seen as wide open. Anna Chen reports.
All 133 cardinals who will vote to elect Francis' successors have already arrived in Rome. They will all be shut in the Sistine Chapel and locked away from the outside world from tomorrow. They are expected to take one vote on Wednesday afternoon. Subsequent days will have 2 votes each morning and afternoon. It takes a 2/3 majority for someone to be elected. To ensure complete isolation, all mobile phone signals will be deactivated in the Vatican on Wednesday, and signal jammers will also be used around the Sistine Chapel to prevent electronic surveillance or communication outside the conclave, according to Italian state media. As the race to succeed Francis seen as wide open, there are a few cardinals seen as potential frontrunners. 2 often mentioned are Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin and Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. However, many of the voting clerics have not made up their minds. The only signal given to the outside world about the deliberations will come from a chimney installed above the chapel. The cardinals will burn their ballots, adding a chemical product to create one of 2 colors of smoke: black for an inconclusive vote, white when there is a new pope. Anna Chen, Cable News.
In a historic first, German conservative leader Friedrich Merz failed to garner the parliamentary majority needed to become chancellor in an unexpected setback for his new coalition.
Merz won just 310 votes in the lower house of parliament, falling short of the 316 votes to secure a majority. A candidate for chancellor has never failed to win on the first ballot in the history of the Federal Republic. The stunning defeat was a hugely embarrassing setback for the 69-year-old chancellor-designate, who led his center-right bloc to win a federal election in February and since secured a coalition deal with the center-left Social Democrats. The Bundestag now has 14 days to elect Merz or another candidate chancellor with an outright majority. However, a second round of voting is not expected today because, with secret ballots, Merz and his whips will not even know whom they need to talk to if they want to get his candidacy over the line.
The Securities and Futures Commission and Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing have set up a special communication channel and a new confidential filing option to facilitate technology and biotech companies' listing applications.
The Technology Enterprises Channel aims to assist emerging and innovative companies in raising funds, as outlined in Financial Secretary Paul Chan's budget speech in February. The special channel will provide early and tailored guidance for prospective companies, helping them address key matters at a preparatory stage and navigate regulatory requirements with greater clarity and confidence, and will permit these companies to submit their application fillings confidentially. HKEX believes this option can lower the risks faced by the applicants.
Confidential filing helps minimize premature disclosure of information on operational strategies or proprietary technologies that may pose significant risks or increases public scrutiny of their listing process. This also allows them to better manage their pre-IPO investors' relationships.
Let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 158 points. Top active stocks of the day, Meituan was up $6. Tencent was up $7.60. Xiaomi was down $1.55. And BYD was up $2.40. Foreign exchange against the Hong Kong dollar, Euro 8.77, Australian dollar 5.00. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with a few showers. Showers will be heavier in some areas in the New Territories, with squally thunderstorms at first. Hot and sunny intervals during the day tomorrow, with a maximum temperature of around 31 degrees. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thanks for watching and good night.